Hello friends! I hope you like these videos where I take you along with me and show you what it's like moving abroad alone in your 50s. I also want to talk about some of the things I do to stay happy, excited about my life and have a positive vibe. Sometimes I'm really happy being alone, but other times I feel like I'm the only one in the world, or at least in my social circle, who's living alone or moving abroad alone. It seems like everyone else is part of a couple, but of course I know it's not true because I read your comments and so many of you are single too. It's not like I'm going to share the 10 best tips for getting over divorce or any lists like that. It's more like I want to show you what's possible. I want to show you that you can do things on your own and that you should do things on your own. You should try a lot of new things to learn what you like, what you don't like. I think it's really important, and it's also fun to try new things at this age because we've got more time on our hands and we usually have more resources to go out there and experiment, try new things. So I want to encourage you to do more of that. When I was going through my divorce 8 years ago, it felt like the end of the world for me. But looking back at it, I think it was one of the best things that happened to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not idealizing going through a divorce. It's very hard. I wish my story had a different ending. I wish I had this ideal family life and that we would grow all together. I admire these couples who are 40 or 50 years together, and I always ask them, what's your secret? And I get the most hilarious answers. But for me, that's not how things turned out, and I found myself starting over at 50. So today I want to share with you some of the things that I'm doing in my life, and the goal is to help you feel happy and to make you excited about your own life. That's what this video is all about. I hope it makes sense. The other day, I was talking with my therapist and we were reflecting back on my divorce, and I was saying to her that for me it was such a huge turning point and the beginning of my journey to growing as a person. Looking back at it now, I see it like opening a door to another dimension, like Alice in Wonderland. Of course, at the time, it didn't feel that great, so I went to therapy, which brings me to the sponsor of our video today, BetterHelp, the online therapy platform, which makes it easy to connect with licensed therapists who can help you work through whatever you're going through. BetterHelp will match you with one of their 30,000 therapists based on your needs. I couldn't have made it through my divorce without my therapist. Having that weekly session was such a game changer for me. It helped me process all this roller coaster of emotions and deal with the new challenges in my life. If you're going through a major life change, I suggest you invest in yourself and go to therapy. It will 100% change the trajectory of your life for the better. And what I love about BetterHelp is that you can have your therapy sessions from the comfort of your own home and from anywhere in the world, which is great, I think, for people like us who are moving around a lot, traveling, moving abroad, visiting our kids. Another great benefit with BetterHelp is that you can change therapists as often as you need with no additional cost until you find the perfect match. The good news is that you can use the link in the description below, or you can go straight to BetterHelp and select Daphna at the sign up for a special discount off your first month of therapy. Signing up is also a great way to support this channel if you feel like you're getting value from these videos. Go to betterhelp.com/Daphna. The biggest change for me after the divorce was learning to take care of myself in every way. You know, when you live with a partner, you usually have these roles where like you're good at taking care of the budget and the expenses and taking care of all the logistical side of raising kids and running a house. And he's good at putting the dishes in the dishwasher and taking care of the car and all the technical stuff that goes with the computer, just as an example. So I was super lazy about these things, and I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit it, But when I became single again, I had to start taking care of these things by myself. Doing tax reports, taking the car to the garage, signing a rental contract, and keeping all the important documents nicely organized in a file on my computer. All that boring stuff. And then I realized that now that I'm by myself, I need to take care of myself financially too. So I bought a private health insurance just to be on the safe side. And I started thinking about how to make more money to build up my savings for my retirement. I want to share a little bit more about the process I went through, because I feel that just sitting here and talking about how to become more confident isn't enough. So I want to show you what I actually did. If I just sit here and give you a list of 10 tips on how to become more confident and brave and strong, it probably won't help you that much in doing the transformation that you're looking for. What I was missing at the time was seeing other people my age doing the things that I wanted to do. And I feel that it's especially important for us people over 50 because of the age stereotypes. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm showing you what I do so your brain gets used to these images of this 50-year-old who is moving abroad alone, traveling solo, and investing in real estate. This is by no way bragging. I don't think I'm special in any way. If I can do it, you can do it too. I started investing in real estate with the money split I got from selling our apartment. After I paid back some debts, I discovered that with the money I had, I couldn't afford to buy an apartment in the same neighborhood where I lived. So I had to find another place to buy. Luckily, I found this neighborhood not that far that was very run down with old buildings, and it was even considered unsafe at the time, but it was located between two very good neighborhoods and close to a major highway. I did some research and I found that there was a municipal plan to tear down the old buildings and build new high-rise buildings instead. And on top of that, I learned that there was a subway station planned to be built right next to it. It was a pretty insane process, dealing with a contractor, giving instructions to take down a wall that was blocking the view in my apartment, and making the builders come back to fix things that were not working very well after I moved in. But you know what? After going through all that, I realized that yes, it was difficult, but I did it. I had no experience in any of these things, but I did them anyway because I had no choice. It's human nature to be lazy and not to do things that are way out of your comfort zone, but sometimes things happen in life and you just have to step up. And that's what I mean by saying that sometimes bad things that happen to us are a blessing in disguise. And that's when I started to think about buying an investment apartment. I saved everything that I could for a few years, and then I managed to buy a small, really tiny apartment, a one-bedroom apartment in a rundown building that was very old. And I bought it for about $100,000. After I cleaned it up, painted it, and made it into a home, I rented it out immediately to a college graduate. I still own that apartment, and every month I've been getting the rental income from it. It's not a huge amount, but I didn't touch that income for 5 years straight. I saved it for another investment property. And that's how I started to roll. Both of these properties went up in value a lot because the neighborhoods improved over time and because I made them look beautiful. Both are rented out and they generate monthly income for me. It took a few years of hard work and saving, but eventually my investments in real estate started to pay off. And now I'm able to move abroad and live a location-free life in my 50s. So what's my biggest take on life after divorce? I want to show you that you can be happy, you can enjoy, and you can learn to trust yourself and to trust the decisions that you're making and become stronger. I see myself sooner or later living with a partner, 12 rescue dogs, 2 cats, 1 goat, in a house with a veggie garden. But I also know that I would never have become the person that I am today if I was still married, because it's just human nature to be lazy and not to take risks that you perceive as unnecessary. I hope you love hanging out with me. I love talking with you, and I especially love reading your comments. I'm sending you a big hug, because if you watch this video so far, it means it resonated with you. So you deserve the biggest hug ever, and lots of love and kisses. Take care.